percent values. If you typed in like 2/10, that's not a percent value. So like here in A, some of you wrote 2/10, which is not wrong, right? If I count this, 2 of them are green out of 10 total, but 2/10 is not a percent. 2/10 is what I get when I'm stressed. 2/10.
Oh.
It's really bad. It's terrible. We're moving on. So, 2/10. How do I make that into a percent? I want to be over 100. Oh, yeah. Times 10. So make sure that the answers you put here are percent values. And then go back to whatever slide you were on.
Should you be doing the paper along with this?
The paper will eventually come into play.
Okay.
Where's Sophia? She was here. Where'd Sophia go? Has anyone seen Sophia today? I swear I thought she was here, but maybe I'm thinking back to yesterday. Sophia, we miss you if you're playing along at home and watching the video. Too much bandwidth. And actually, I don't know if the firewall will let me live stream. I've never tried it, and I don't want to. And honestly, sometimes things happen in class that I decide not to upload. Like, if somebody's right here talking to me, the mic's picking it up. So if they tell me something private, I'm going to delete that part of the video or not upload it. Because this is, and if you're standing here, you're awkwardly in frame of the camera. I'm breaking the fourth wall right now. You guys know what that means, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, when you break the... But it started in theater where they would turn to the audience that's literally sitting in front of you. And they would, like, talk straight to the audience. Like, can you believe this guy? All right, so I think we all got this one. How much of this is purple? 25%. And guys, if you're not visualizing, like, oh yeah, I could slide this up, I could slide this up, and the yellows would come down. Like, let your brain imagine. Let yourself visualize what you could do. Most of us are on this slide or past this. Yeah, you can just, like, make it lame, but you can also make it look pretty. Anyone think they made theirs look more pretty than just, like, okay, let me stack the boxes? Raiden, you want me to show yours? Okay, I mean, yours is interesting. I don't know how pretty it is. Well, hold on. I got to anonymize people.
Hi, I see your one.
Oh, wait, you guys can see each other's?
Yeah.
All right, well, then I don't need to show it to you. All right, keep going. I think go back to that slide.
Wait, go back.
Or, I think it's in 6.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, Raiden's one's there.
Raiden, I'm talking about a different slide than you. I was talking about slide 3. Your slide 3 is good. It's just like yellow, green, purple. So here's what I'll anonymize Raiden because he's the only one who's made it there so far, and then I'll show his. I just don't want to connect first and last names together ever. So here's what Raiden was saying. He made a pretty one on the final. I don't want to leave it there too long to let you copy it. But yeah, you don't have to have all your purple together. You don't have to have all your green together. So guys, I wanted to refresh and review that we know how to work with 100% situations before we head on to working with the situations that we've already talked about, like percent discount or percent increase. Like we're doing an end of year review, right? We're kind of trying to make sure that everything we've done makes sense and is solidified in our head because I want to make sure that we're as prepared as we can be. Okay, did you need to announce it? Keep going. square is 100%, how many boxes are in the whole square? Let's say, I am sure you're just guessing. So there's 5 across, 4 tall. Yeah, there's 20, right? So 20 is our 100%. Does that make sense? This is the whole thing. So if 20, and then we can kind of like make a note on that. We've done this work too. 20 boxes is our 100%. What percent are we trying to get to for purple? 25%. So either we could try to jump right to 25%, or we could do the 10% technique and drop down to 10% and then build up from there. So I love the 10% technique because then we can do almost anything. If we go down to 10%, how many boxes should 10% be? How do I go from 100 down to 10%? How do I do 10? Right? We divide by 10. So if 2 is 10%, how many would be 20 bases? Double that to get to 20%. So 4 would be 20%. We need 25%. If 4 is 20%, I need
Yeah. This one?
yeah.
That's it.
Because if we
Yeah, then
drop
other.
our 10% technique, that really helps us. The weirder it gets a
Is
little.
mine
Bro.
done?
Wait, do I have to do something else?
And realize that when your mosaics is done, you can start working on tonight's homework, which is in Khan Academy, and it shows a due date of either tonight or tomorrow. I forget, but I think it should be sorted by due dates.
Tomorrow.
So
If we're trying to get to 30%, we could just triple, right? But if we're trying to get 45, that we might want to look at that 5%. How do we get from 10% to 5%? So what would this be? Yeah, so every time I want 1%, or sorry, every time I want 5%, I need 1 type. So we could go ahead and do the 5 purple that you already told me, and then we can figure out the other one based on that. And really, what we know is every 1 tile is 5%. So I could count 5%, 10%, 15, 20, because you can just count by 5s if you want, because each tile is 5%. That make a bit of sense?
when you're done with mosaics, Khan Academy, because your Chromebook's already out. Ooh, some really interesting ideas here for what people are doing to solve this one. This person didn't really do much drawing, but as I go through what other people did, so like this person drew out all of the different squares, right? And that helped them be able to count like how many are there total, and then work it from there. And I think that's what a lot of different people did. Either that or you at least visualized. Yeah, a lot of people are drawing those straight lines. And guys, realize you do have the straight line tool. You not only have the pencil tool, but you have a straight line tool. If you're wondering, how do people get those lines so straight? You do have a straight... They got mad at their drawing, and they probably forgot there was an undo button. Hey, if you don't like one of your steps, there's an undo button. All right, so if we real quick want to talk about the worksheet that goes along with this... You know what I'm going to do. No, I'm so sorry. And if you're doing Khan, I can't pause you, but I would ask that you pause yourself, please. Check out this worksheet just so we can review real quick, because this is stuff we're going to see on the test. So let's pop over to the worksheet for a moment. I'll even just take a volunteer. Who can help me with how we could figure out what % of the square is shaded? Emery?
Ooh, these are really dark blue. Sorry. Go ahead, though.
Right, I count all the dark squares and like make lines throughout the dark squares.
All right, so 1, 2, 3. Well, I'll count quietly. You guys count quietly.
Okay, I got 12.
So did I. Okay, what now?
So yeah, 12 blue. And then you gotta count the denominator. So instead of counting all the squares, I'd count both the sides.
Work smarter, not harder. Okay. So what do I do with that 6 and 6?
Sorry, no. And so then, well, you times them, so it'd be 36.
Okay, so how do I figure out a percentage? Which we might want to make this note over here in the my notes. How do we figure out a percentage? What's the division that we do?
You divide by 10.
So, careful. It's the part we have. Hey, friends, you might want to write this down. Divided by the whole that we have, or the total. Right, so for our percent blue here, you need someone else this? We're going to set up 12 as the part that's blue. What do we put on bottom? 36. Now wait. Okay, let's do that division. That's not great. Also, because that doesn't feel like a percent. Not only does it repeat forever, but it does not feel like a percent. Sam, what do I do? Ooh, so what Sam is thinking through is if we do this, if we do this, right, like we've been used to, hey Lane, I'm actively teaching and you're actively on your computer. Can you at least act like you're engaging with what I'm doing? Pick up a pencil, look at your worksheet, write down the things I'm writing down. So Sam said if we do this, we can do 100 divided by 36. Now what do I do with that? Because that's still kind of a gross number. If that's what I did on bottom,
You gotta do that on top.
then we do that on, so we can just hit times 12. Guys, or this is the easier way if you really want to know. If you want to go from the decimal that you got to 100, to the actual percent, because that 100 on bottom, this is 0.333 over 1, right? Any numbers over 1. To make it over 100, we got to bump that decimal place, and this would actually be 33%. So hold on. If you wrote down this over here, it's not just part divided by whole. We do part divided by whole, then times 100. Or the strategy we've been using all year will work. But if you want another way we can do this, part divided by whole times 100. Now let's go ahead and keep going. 15%. 15. How could I figure out 15? Do we have a strategy that we talked about this year? Somebody that I haven't engaged with yet today? I will pull out. Yeah, Sophie, we've talked, but. Something we have talked about this year, a little technique that we learned. If 60 is our 100%, how could we figure out what percent do we often checkpoint? 10%. How can we figure out 10%? Divide by 10. So what's 10% here? How could I figure out 5%?
10 and the same on top. Divide by 2 and the same on top. So then how could I figure out 15%? Add them together. 10% and 5% would be 6 and 3. So what is 15% here? 9. And our final question, how do you know Miriam's wrong? Sometimes it's hard to tell your friends they're wrong. You gotta have you gotta be able to explain why, or else they just think you're being mean. Someone I haven't talked to yet, or I can pull. Ooh, Zane? If we're talking about everything, you gotta have 100%. Now, if we're talking about something that's been discounted, or something that has had tax added on with it, we might not be talking 100% anymore. But if Maria's looking at a diagram that is supposed to be like the squares we were doing, yeah, this is not 100%, you silly Willy. Like, come on. You're missing, what percent is she missing? She's missing 30 more percent. We do not need to finish the mosaic activity, but I know I need to unpause to let you out of it. I want you now, please, to go into, it's on the back of your paper, but it says all the percents, and it's like the back of your paper that looks like this. This you will use while we're working through that activity. I know we might not get done with it today, and that's fine, but let's all switch over to all the percents. And now we're going to deal with not 100% situations. So we're switching over to all the percents. Yep, it's already assigned to you. All the equations. My bad. My brain is stuck on percent. All the equations. I swear I have. Oh, I'm looking at the wrong class. I'm looking at 3A. Did I assign it to you guys, or am I crazy?
You did. You're crazy.
Well, I guess both can be true at the same time. Porque no los dos. Why not both? And your warm-ups, you do not have to get perfect. It's just to help make sure that you're thinking through it correctly. Your warm-ups don't have to get perfect, but you want to get close. You want to at least get close to the right thing. You got to read carefully. We're switching over to all the equations. We're switching activity. We're switching back to in decimals.
Excuse me, could I please see Olivia Tashin in the Perry office for a moment? Olivia Tashin, thank you.
Read carefully. Read the words. I think you're missing a very important word there. Read carefully. Jane, are you getting switched over okay? And Bethany. Looks like you guys aren't in the right activity. At least you got all the equations. Use the marker. This is the problem with using marker right now. Okay. Hey, if you're confused on that first one, you can look up at the screen. If I read your name, you are supposed to be in work lunch. Matt, Gus, Grayson, Ella, Ahmad, Kamal, Jagger, Eli, not Thorn, Xavier, Evelyn, Ezekiel, Liam, Thomas, Charlie, Owen, Zane, and Cora. If I said your name, please don't make us track you down at lunch. You have work to do, and we would like you to get it done before the end of the school year. All right, so once we get past those couple warm-ups, we start needing to calculate what this will be after we've lost 72% of it. Yeah, Hassanin's room. Yep, Hassanin's room. Close. You're not close enough. If 72 is our 100%, correct, 72. What? Sorry, the 72% that we're dealing with is stuck in my head. If 120 is your 100%, how much is 10%? 12. How much is every 1%? 1.2. Now, guys, this is the strategy we've been doing. Lane and Emery, can you guys sit next to each other? What were you just occupying yourselves with? Your computer is a calculator. There are handheld calculators all over. You are not sharing her wrist calculator. You know better. And that's why I'm pretty annoyed right now, because it's April. You're almost an 8th grader. You know you're not going to be allowed to share an Apple Watch calculator. And I've said many times, they're dumb and not very efficient because they're tiny. Remember, no smart devices during the test. We have to take them from you if you bring them. Like, you cannot keep hold of it. So I just would leave it in your locker or something else. So a lot of us are on this screen right now. Some of us have moved on and got it wrong. So I'm going to yank everyone back to this screen. Well, those of us that have moved on had it wrong. So we need to go back and fix it. So there's another way that then happens on the next screen that is not this way. And yes, I already released you, but I would like you to stay on the screen for a moment. I can do this and it works all day long. But if you have a calculator, what does 72% mean? 72 out of 100. And if I write that differently, like as a decimal, how could I write that as a decimal?
0.72.
So if I want 72% of 120, guys, you can use a calculator and do 0.72 times 120. You'll get the same thing as if you do it this way. What is 72% of 120? Sophie? 86.4. And we can take that away. Or, guys, this is on your homework, so if you're ignoring me, that's the choice you're making. Or, if we take 72% away, how much percent do we still have?
28.
We could also go the other way and talk about we have 28%, and you could do 28% of 120, and that'll more quickly actually get you to the right answer. That'll be faster. It's not right versus wrong. This is just faster.
So I did like a different way. So like first I found like the 1%. I then did 122 times 72,
Mm-hmm.
which was 86.4.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was kind of like this in 2 and then I was gonna do 1.2 times 28 equals 30.
And either way, you should get to the right answer. Right? Did it work? There you go. You still got to Florida. You took a different route, but you still got there. And guys, on this one, be careful. Percentages need the percent sign. Do any of these have the percent sign? No. Then our percentage... It's getting struggling when I'm like trying to get your attention and it doesn't work. Percentages need a percent sign, or they're in a different form. None of these have a percent sign. So they must be in a different form, like the decimal form we just talked about. Like 72% is actually 0.72. So be careful, there are trap doors here, because this is not 100%. That's 100. Not percent. It's 100. 100%. What's percent mean? Out of 100. What's 100 out of 100?
1.
It's 1. This is your 100%. So be careful, if you marked that first answer, that 100 is not 100%. It's straight up, it's just 100. You either need the percent sign or you're working in a different form. That is all the time we got today. There's Khan Academy for you. If anyone has issues finding your Khan Academy homework, just come see me, but we did it at the beginning of the year. Just stick it in your binder. We're going to use it tomorrow. Hey guys, this paper we're going to use tomorrow. We're actually going to fill out the back tomorrow. So hang on to this. Stick in your binder. You may not have an extra one tomorrow. If you lose it, it's lost. 716 is not due this week because it's not yours. You don't have it. Khan Academy is taking over for that. So today's Khan Academy is due. It is homework. Not Desmos, the Khan Academy.
Do we have to do just like 2 assignments?
Yep, and you just got to get 3 out of 4. Got to get a 75%.